Okay, I don't know if anybody's around right now, but somebody needed me to go live tonight, so here I am. Hoping. I guess I'll talk to myself then. I could not finagle my laptop away from Nugget, so we shall see how this goes. Hey, Blissful, how you doing? I'm trying this. I haven't done this for like a year and a half on my phone. I know a lot of people do it straight from their phone, but can you hear me or is there any sound bliss? Oh, okay. So I got sound. Yay. Hey, Dave G. Good to see you, sweetheart. I don't know. I kind of had a friend email me, ask me to go live real quick. So I'm like, okay. And I had to do the whole thing through my phone again to get it up and going. Yeah, that's because I'm using earbuds and I am outside. So I probably sound like I'm talking through a tin can right now. Or those old walkie talkies we had in the 80s or 70s. Mm, yes. I don't, I just had a friend send me a message that I wanted me to go live. So um, seemed like kind of a emergency. Hey, Betty. What's up, girl? It seemed like it was important or something. I mean, if not, we'll chit chat for a little bit and, because I tell you what, 6 a.m. comes off early for me. Good gravy. I've been avoiding the mean streets of YouTube today, you know? So I am not familiar with everything that's going on. I mean, I did catch that little thing earlier with Moon and Daria. I caught that. I was like, whoa, wait, what? You thought it was Saturday all day? Bliss. Yeah. It could be worse. I thought it was Wednesday, but because I got to get kids up for school, like, and I got to get my son to work on Wednesday, tomorrow, all at like 6 a.m. It's like, huh. And then after I get those kids off to school, I got to drive my grandkids across town and take them to school. Jeez. Well, it is Wednesday somewhere, right? So I'm just on your clock there, Daddy. I'm just on your time. On Daddy time. There. It's, you know, I didn't expect very many people to show up because it was a last minute thing, and I like to put things up way in advance, or at least a couple hours in advance. Most of the time, days in advance. I'm kind of anal retentive that way. But look at us all. We're all on different days of the week. Saturday for Blissful. It's Wednesday for me and Batty, and Dave's the only one who's on time. Uh, I would say it's a man thing, but who knows? It could be a Canadian thing, right? I trust the Canadians, except for that PM. But then again, I don't trust any politicians. I'm weird that way. Dave is literally in the dark. He's outnumbered, but he's used to that. He's used to being outnumbered. It's like, oh my God, what am I doing? No, I had to go through all that process because it's like you have to do all sorts of hoops you have to run through when jump through when you're doing it on your phone if you're not used to doing it on your phone. I know a lot of people that just do it on their phones. Me, it's like I'm used to just nope, doing my laptop, you know, do it from my laptop. That way I could set it up. That way I can, do all the other measures. And, it's kind of like, I don't know. For me, it's like, yeah, not using a prophylactic really. I mean, your, your laptop, you know, filters out a lot of stuff. Was at the doctor's today. I saw a 6'2" redhead lady nurse, maybe in her early 30s. Wah, wah, wah. Lucky you. You hit the jackpot, buddy. Good gravy. Too much mess been going on, I tell you, out here. So I'm like, want to get away from it. That's why I called it Nacho Taco Tuesday. Oh my God. 'Cause I'm not having tacos or nachos, but I did try this recipe that my husband is like, hey, can we try this recipe? And basically, what it was is I think he got it off of Facebook or something. And it was like you take quesadillas or, like soft taco shell, right? And you put hamburger in it. And like what you do is you cut 1/4 of it. Like you don't cut it off, but you put a split in it. And then the other three spaces you put stuff in, like um, meat and cheese in one part. Another corner you could put tomatoes, whatever, and then you fold it up into a triangle, and then you cook it on one side, and then you cook it on the other side, and then you know it's kind of it was good. It was good, right? It was a new take on a Taco Tuesday. You know what I mean? It was like a soft shell taco shell, and you just put well a lot of stuff you would put on tacos. I think all I put on mine was tomatoes, onions. Well, I put the meat and cheese, tomatoes, and then I put like purple onion or red onion, and that what is it? Aioli sauce on it. It was pretty good. Hey, Tip Tip, what up, girl? I don't know. Somebody told me, hey, can you go live? And I'm like, oh, I wasn't planning to, but I could, you know? Yeah, but it's not too heavy in here tonight. It's just me talking about food, I guess. No, I mean, did you all see that thing earlier with Moon and uh, her saying Daria was this person and that whatever, whatever that was? I was like, oh, that's just weird. I do know that there's a problem. There's a real problem with people running out here and going under alts and doing chicanery of all sorts and you know poking at people, doing trolling people, whatever. You know, but who hey, it's if they got time for that, that's them. A lot of us just don't have time for that gravy. You know what I mean? You ain't got time for it. Oh, you missed that? Yeah. I don't know if it's still up. All I know is I was doing like in between all the chauffeur and I have to do everything. And I have to go out and I have to go in the garden and I also have to you know, harvest from the garden every day. Things are ripening up. I've got peppers ripening. I've got pickling pepper, like cucumbers and stuff and all that. Just everything's popping in here every day. I get like a bundle. Like I'll get a whole bunch of tomatoes come in, and some that won't be ready for the next day or two. And in between doing that and driving people from their destinations, plus Mr. G's appointments here and there, I'm like, dude, I might catch some. I'll put my earbuds in and I'll just put it on autoplay. And I'm like, what is this? You know? Oh my God, you're stuck in a pantry shelf. Oh my God. I did I tell you, stay out of that pantry. You got stuck again? Girl, so tiny. She got pictures this time? Hmm. I mean, I could just see you being stuck up there with your little feet just dangling and kicking. Oh boy. Oh goodness. You little dainty things, man. I'm the one that's like, hey, that people stop in the grocery store. Can you reach that for me? And the one that's grabbing at the back of the shelf, right? But also my boobles get in the way, and I end up knocking stuff over with my boobs. Those pesky things would stay out of my damn way. Oh my god, I remember that. Like my mom, like when I moved out. Oh gosh, she must have the worst case of empty nest, right? But she'd be calling me almost on the daily. Can you come here and get this off the top shelf? I'm like, how about you stop putting things on the top shelf? You got it on the top shelf in the first place. Why you need me grabbing it off the top shelf? But I'd go over to her house and I'd be pulling stuff off the top shelf for her. You know, luckily I just lived in the next neighborhood. It's like a mile, and hop in the car and come over. But it's like, Mom, you're 5'7". You're not that much shorter than me. You don't have that problem with your boobs. Nah, I've had that problem with my boobs since I was like 14. You know, there's five. There was five of us. Now it's only me, girls, and yeah, we used to tease one of our sisters like, "Oh, you're the flat chested one," and she was like a C cup. It's like, oh my God. Dave's a good guy. Dave is a good guy. I know, yeah, yeah. I hope your mom's hanging in there too. I know that it's really hard to go through that. It's really hard to go through that, especially when you're the one that, has to do the steps, you know. It's unbelievably hard to go through. I know that when we had to with my mom, it was a joint decision. She did not have a living will, and it was an argument. And imagine that there was 8 of us kids, and there was an argument for whether or not to, because she was in the hospital for, oh God, it was 10 days. She was suffering. Her organs were shutting down, and it was, we had to make the choice. And I was, no, you know, selfish of me. I mean, I was 25, you know. Um, and my oldest sister was 40, 41, and she didn't want to. And then our brother, who was 39, didn't want to. But the rest are like, yeah, it's cruel, you know. Yeah, yeah, we were like, I was fighting. I was fighting it. But at this age, would I fight it? No. But at 25, I was sure fighting it, you know. I was fighting it at that young age, you know. Thank you, Dave, for doing that. So I know I know it was tough for your mother. Very tough. So, I mean, I know that when my father-in-law, he had his final stroke, it was really weird because my husband was out of town and I worked tonight. My father-in-law dropped me off and he's like, I'll pick you up in the morning and, I'll be here at, it was like 6:30 in the morning to come pick you up. And I'm like, okay. So he, 6:30 comes and my father-in-law wasn't there. And I'm like, what the heck? And it was my uncle-in-law, his brother came and he goes, you know, Steve had a stroke this at 3 o'clock in the morning. He's at the hospital. I'm like freaking out, you know, and he was in there for like 2 weeks. And then they finally said there's no brain function. And um, they decided that they needed to pull the cord and, you know, they wanted to because there was nothing they could do for him at that point. And he had that directive and they had to fight the doctors because the his physician and the physician's partner who happened to be the physician's wife, it went against their religion and they weren't willing to do that. So they had to actually fight. My mother-in-law was already going through hell over it. They had to fight to get him released off the machine. So yeah, tomorrow's never promised. Yep. Hold your loved ones close is right. Oh my gosh, Patty. Your brother in law's in the hospital now. He had a major operation last week. Oh my goodness. Oh, honey. Hey, Willow, good to see you, sweetheart. Yeah, it is a part of getting older, that's for sure. Just frustrated because, yeah, you can't talk. Yeah. Yes, it is very, very important to have everything in order in case of something. Yeah. I know that we went through this when my husband had his heart surgery. He had, what was it? It was double pipe bypass on his widowmaker. Um, November of 2022. Yeah, it'll be 2 years come November. He had that done, and it actually like it's very risky to have that particular artery. They took a piece from his leg, and anyway, he healed up from it quicker than I would have anticipated. But it's scary when you go in. I mean, he was in the hospital for 5 days. Um, he went in Monday, and then he was out by Friday. That's only because he had a reaction to some of the medication, some of the laudanum, yeah, that they had him on. He had a adverse reaction to that, and they had to put him on something else. But other than that, he was up and moving around and doing better than he did before he had surgery. Thank God, because he looked like pasty. He looked so like yellow, jaundiced, pasty, like weak. I mean, he'd get up at like 8 o'clock in the morning and he was ready for a nap and already asleep by 10 in the morning. And he'd take a 2 hour nap, be up for lunch, and then he'd go lay down at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and he'd be in bed all the time. Oh, goodness. Hope she's okay. Oh, no, no. He will learn how to swallow. Oh my gosh. Took some of his tongue too. Oh, I hope she's okay too. Oh my gosh. I was listening. I can't remember who I was listening. It might have been you, Tiff, that I had my earbuds in and I was like, driving and yeah, talking about, you know, well, cancer. It's like all I know is my brother passed away from it was stomach and lung, but I believe it started in his stomach. And I remember when he came to me, and from the time he was diagnosed, which was like April, to the time he passed was in July. And he came to me and he said, I mean, and you had to know him. He was just like one of these. If you think the guy, I got my humor from him, okay? And um, he would, our dad died in 1998, April Fool's Day of all days, um, of colon cancer. And he fought it for a year. Um, and oh God, he grabbed that colostomy bag and just starts, squeezing it and burping it, which it made a sound. Yeah. And then he'd be like, "Excuse you," and you'd be on an elevator and he'd do that to embarrass you, and like my dad did that. I mean, anyway, so it made my brothers, now my three brothers, um, he made them promise to always, get that checked. So my brother was getting a colonoscopy every year, and then they were checking his throat or whatever. And then the first year he went to go get it, he would tell us the story about like, um, yeah, he had me bend over and he checked it, just went right in there for the kill. He goes, and I yelped and he goes, and I turned around and I said, "Yeah, you weren't even gonna buy me dinner first? Can I at least get a kiss?" And I'm like, oh my God, my brother is terrible. So when he came to my house, oh hey Johnny, you smart Bob. When your dad only lasted 5 weeks after his cancer diagnosis. Oh, Batty. Oh my goodness, girl. See, it's like sometimes it goes quick and sometimes. But my brother was getting checked all the time. And he just had this flu. He couldn't figure out. He just couldn't beat this flu because over the winter he got really you know sick, and he thought he had a flu or a bad cold he couldn't get rid of. Anyway, when they diagnosed him with that, he goes, all these. He goes, "I've been getting the wrong end checked." I'm like, oh my. He goes, "Them sons of bitches are checking the wrong end the whole time," and I'm like, oh my. What is really heartbreaking is that his oldest son passed away 6 years later from the same type of cancer. He died at maybe 7 years later. My brother was 51 when he passed away, and his son was 40 when he passed away. Same cancer. It's like, no, yeah, Johnny found your smart bit. Yeah, you've only had one creator tell you that. I don't care. You can put any hotlines in mine, except for I will rephrase that. No pono, Nipano. Oh my gosh, Mother's Day. That's still blowing me away. Staying out of trouble looking for your Smurf up there, buddy. I know when my dad was in, he was like, my aunt Edna. Edna. Why did I say Edna? Okay, we'll call her Edna for here. I don't have to be specific with names anyway. This is the internet, right? My aunt Edna, because everybody needs one of those, kept telling him to give up the ghost, and I'm like, why is she telling him to give up the ghost? What kind of speak is this? And my mom's like, yeah, yeah, it's old churchy speak. They're Pentecostal. Give up the ghost means, just let go. Just let go and pass. And I'm like, that's horrible. Yeah, but put them, yeah. Well, Dave, you can always put those hotlines up here. I don't mind at all. Yes, I agree, Batty. It's usually because they want something to complain about. It seems to be like something very common. And I think it's because with the advent of the internet, with everybody coming on, it just seems like you run into more people with issues, and attitudes like that. But they're all out there in the world. Just more of them come online. Yes, that's what it was, Blissful. It's because you called Rick Springfield look like Edna yesterday. And now you're going to think that my aunt looks like Rick Springfield. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Uh, yes, you do. Oh my god. That might be what was in the back of my head. Thank you, Blissful. Oh my gosh. Mm, mm. And now I'm going to think of my aunts every time I hear Jesse's girl. So this is not a win-win situation because she's like across the country right now. I mean, her kids shipped her off to a nursing home in Pennsylvania somewhere. I think Hershey or someplace. I don't know. I don't know why her kids would send her there. I mean, that's like, ah, you know, yeah. A lot of people like it when Dave posts those links. Heck, I do. You know, I like when he posts the other like true crime links and when he like yeah, I'm like this is interesting. I get sidetracked, and that's fine. If there's a lot of mayhem going on in the chat, I may just want to take one of those links and go right out the door. After today, I kind of understand that. Dang. All I know is like, oh gosh, it was. We had a little break in the heat today. It was only 97 degrees. But when you spend most of the day, driving around in the car, I'm not going to waste my gas running an AC unit in my car for crying out loud. You have a link, a very sad story. Oh yes, she takes pictures of my klutzy moments to make scrapbooks. Yeah, yeah, yep. Sounds like your mom, all right. All I know is like, I'm serious. Like, what was it in the beginning of June? So it was when school first got out, right? Like, school had just gotten out that week, and I came out and I walked, and I was walking through like the laundry area, right? And one of the kids had spilled ice on the floor. I don't know what it was, and they didn't clean it up, so it was wet. Now I had just woke up, so I was out of it. I didn't pay no attention, and I went zoom. I mean, I've fallen down before, like obviously because I'm clumsy, and I've fallen down before just from mopping, and. But um, I wasn't anticipating it, and my feet went up, and I swear it was like like Shaggy Rogers or something, from Scooby Doo, and his legs were just going back and forth. That's what I look like, and my legs go up in the air, and They're still going back and forth. And my head lands right on the corner of the washing machine. And I have one of those, one of those tall washing machines that are, you know, the front loader ones, not the top loader ones, but the front loader ones that are almost like the one at the laundromat, whatever that you get nowadays, the big ones. Um, hit the corner of that sucker, and boom, I had a huge goose egg on it. I, I was like Quasimodo, except for the lump. The hump was on my head, not my back. Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, it's like once in a while, my head, I'll get a real sharp pain there too. Yeah, it was bruised real bad. The lump finally went away, but when I said something to my doctor, like um, about a week ago, she's like, "Well, you should have came in because that was probably a concussion," and I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "You don't like to come in unless you break something." I know. I was just, oh my gosh, heavens to Betsy, right? Goodness gravy. Look at me. I'm just talking about nothing here. And yes, I know. Everybody's like, oh, that ginger, she's so boring. Don't care. Don't care. Because I ain't causing no trouble. Ain't out here talking no smack and causing no trouble. I'm behaving myself. Oh, missing late. Oh, speaking of, I got a good story. And it's a true, I guess you could say it's not really a true crime, but it's kind of, I mean, it's one of those odd things that, it was actually it made the actual news. It was a couple years ago. Um, there was a grocery store downtown in my city, my town, whatever, and they were closing it, right? Well, they decide, and it had been closed for 10 years. They go in there and they're like, hey, we need to clean this building out. We're selling it. It took them that long to sell, right? They go in there and they start removing these freezers, and they found a mummified body, the mummified remains of a guy. He had been stalking there. The thing is, I think he was 16, 17 years old. The kid disappeared. They wrote him off as a runaway. Yeah. What happened is he was there, he was stalking or something. He fell between the shelves or between the freezers. You know how those freezer cases sometimes are back to back? He fell into a crack in those, couldn't get out, and died. And they found him 10 years later. And I remember when the kid disappeared, everybody, you're like, hey, where is this kid? They're like, he's a good kid. He never misses school, that kind of thing. Um, his parents had wondered for years what happened to their son because he never came home from work, and nobody cared to check because they closed it down the same week that he disappeared. I mean, imagine that. And it's not like they could sue the business. Business was already they were already out of business. Hey, Cherokee, what's up? Or is it Cherokee girl? Oh my god, that drives me nuts. Oh, when people are like Cherokee, I'm like, it's Cherokee. Cherokee. That was so freaky that happened. They track her on Skippy. Oh, blissful. Hmm. Skippy on his pogo stick, hopping over. I better watch out. He might come down the street looking for me with his mullet. Chobro, Choboki girl. Was it Choki girl or was it Choboki girl? Choki girl. Everything was that Choboki girl. Bloody Choboki girl. Oh gosh. Choker gorilla too. I'm infamous. Choboki gorilla. Yeah. How in the hell do you... Choboki gorilla. Choke the gorilla. I've heard it choking the Smurf before, but that's the term that you ought to look up. Some of the stuff I learned from my children. Ah, of course they're adult children, and they're 30 and my 31-year-old and my 25-year-old are the ones that always teaching me the naughty words. Karaoke, like, yes, what is, why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? I've noticed that it's very hard for British people to say Cherokee. I mean, maybe it's easy for us because we've been around it all our lives, I guess, or, you know, the word is in our culture, you know, American culture. I have no idea, but makes you kind of wonder about the first British people that came over and encountered Native Americans, like how they, like, you know, were couldn't enunciate the words either. Yeah, right. We could say fish and chips, right? Yes, it makes me think of karaoke too. When it said karaoke, what the hell's karaoke? Karaoke, karaoke. It's not that hard. Karaoke. Makes you wonder if, like, are they gonna, you know, mispronounce Navajo? Oh no, no, it's gonna be Navajo. Eh, I could say fish and chips, but would I eat fish and chips? Nah. Maybe the chips, but not the fish. Beats the hell out of oh, oh my gosh, some of the, you know, some of the colorful name that, like, my, you know, my siblings would, we'd all call each other, and it's like my brother used to call everybody pea flavored butt nuggets. Yeah, even worse. That was the tame one that I can say, you know. Oh wow, they do. They make teepee camping tents now. You know what though? I'd still screw it up. It'd still be like, oh, why are you missing some poles? You know, like missing parts. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you. I know. You'd think that I'd have something more important to talk about, but I don't, uh, or actually have something to talk about or a topic, which I usually do, but you know, missing poles, TV. Well, that would be me, girl. That would be me. Ah, there'd be a lot of poles missing. I remember making such a big deal out of it because, I could, growing up, ingenuity, I guess. I mean, I would be able to make a tent, a lean-to out of anything. But, you asked me to throw a tent together and, you know, I mean, I'd make lean-tos against trees and stuff like that growing up. Yeah, right? $1,200 a, oh, wow. That's insane. No, thank you. Lean-tos don't come with Chinese. Well, that kind of makes you wonder. What gets me is if you get anything from like that you got to put together like oh God forbid, and this did happen about 3 years ago. I ordered two really nice dressers. Oh yeah, I got to put them all together, right? And they didn't even send the right screws or anything. So I got two dressers halfway set up with no drawers put together because they don't have the screws for them. And I'm like, ugh. And that and the instructions were French, Spanish, like you said, Chinese, 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 and Korean or something. And I was like, "Where's the English instructions?" Like there were no English instructions. I had to look at um the pictures. Oh, part of the school year, the kids live up in the bush with elders for a month. That's cool. Oh, that's cool. See, that always threw me off when people say that the bush, and I'm always thinking of like when I think of the bush, I'm thinking of like Australia, the outback, the bush, or the African jungle bush. Like I never think of the wild country here. And there's a lot of wild country. If you buy any lotions or ointments, better write it down because when they came, right? Yeah, you do need instructions. Oh, I had. You know what? I went through this, and my husband's like, "You're crazy, you're crazy." My kids are like, "You're crazy, you're crazy." And it's because I have a particular mindset about how things are going, as far as the country and as far as political things. And for the longest time, I was like, you know what? If it goes one direction, the elections, if you get that far, the elections go one way, like it's going to be a shitstorm. If it goes the other way, it's going to be a shitstorm. And then I'm like, um, and then somebody was like, oh yeah, but the Russians are off the coast. And I'm like, well, shoot. Here's the thing. My kids were like, oh, we're heading for a nuclear war. I said, we're not going to head for a nuclear war. Now, I said, anybody with a brain would know that if you want to take a population out or anything, or subjugate them or anything, all you have to do is take out the grid. Okay? All they'd have to do is be off the coast with, what is it, EMPs, point them at your major centers, take out your power plants or whatever, and then boom, you know, less bloodshed. But they would, they could just waltz right in without destroying resources that we do have. Those big resources like, oh, Costco. They're going to come invade our country and steal all our Costco's. My goodness. How in the hell do you do this, Tiff? I'm outside, and I never do it on my phone. I've only done this on my phone one time. Other than this, I can't. I'm usually on my laptop, but I don't want to disturb Nugget because she's got to get up early in the morning. Well, so do I, but she's a little more grumpy to get out of bed. That's right. They're going to take all our Dollar Generals and our dollar stores. Well, Northwest Territories decided to plant a buffalo. Ooh. Oh my God. Yeah, great going with the research there, right? Oh my gosh. Yep. It's like, dude, you have research. It's like, that's when oh my gosh. When I went and got the seeds to, plant my garden and stuff, right? I was like, okay, I want bush variety, right? So that they stay in these confines, right? Mm-mm. I got bush variety of like zucchini, right? It is now 4 bushes of zucchini. 1 bush of zucchini turned into 4. Okay. And I had 2 bushes of cucumber, 1 bush of cucumber, and another vine of cucumber. And those are coming in the oddest shapes. You have buffalo? Yeah. That's a good meat. I was in a stream earlier and I said it's easier to stream with a co-host on panel. It is. It is. And that was the whole purpose. I was going live to help somebody out. I don't know where they went. Oh well. Oh yes, I remember when she did him on their back porch. You can hear my crickets, can you? Because you can hear the crickets, not the cicadas so much, I'm sure, but the crickets. Yeah. You know what? I make fried zucchini and I make zucchini bread. I've made a lot of zucchini bread. But I have so many zucchini. Like I'm harvesting about 4 to 5 a day off of these vines and bushes, and then I'm giving. I mean, I'm freezing it, like you know, um, grating it and then freezing it in pre-portioned packages. And then I'm also giving away zucchinis right and left too. Like I take them up to where my mother-in-law lives. She lives in a it's not exactly an assisted living building. It's like a senior living building. Like it's like you got to be 60 on up to live there or whatever. Um, and I take like baskets of that up. I also take gallon bags of grape tomatoes. They're you know they come on the vine like grapes. Um, I take a gallon of those up every 2 to 3 days to them too. And I mean, they're all retired people. It's a secure building. I go up there to do stuff for my mother-in-law, or we'll run to the store for her or whatever. Um, I mean, not she's perfectly capable of doing these things, but um, you know, sometimes she doesn't feel like it, or she's got to run and do bingo or something, and we'll do it for her, whatever, and we'll bring her the stuff up. So she gave me her zucchini bread recipe and banana bread recipe. Then I got to try making chocolate zucchini bread. I think somebody, Pocket Sand, told me about that. I haven't made it yet. I've made a lot of peanut butter cookies. I've made, um, let's see, this is the last couple weeks. Oh, pumpkin, because I had pumpkin pie filling. So I made pumpkin bread. So, oh, see, we also make, see, I wanted to, I just didn't have the space to do the squash, the zucchini, the spaghetti squash, or butternut squash. Yeah, I will say when oh, that sounds awesome, Cherokee girl. Ah, we used to. I mean, that's one thing my mom used to make is the spaghetti squash, and and then you shred it. Like after you cook it, you shred it. My husband never ate that until he met us. But there's a lot of food his family made that I'd never heard of until I met them. So I guess it worked out, right? It's like I just combined it. Make pumpkin mush and freeze it. Yeah. That's what I was dropping my daughter off at work the other day, and I was like, um, something about making pumpkin bread, and she's like, I don't like pumpkin bread. I like pumpkin seeds. Okay. And I'm like, since when do you not like pumpkin bread? You used to like everything pumpkin. I don't anymore. That was years ago when I was little. I'm 16 now. I'm like an adult. Yeah, okay. You're like an adult. Tell me that when you can vote. Not like it'll do you any good. Sliced zucchini in a muffin pan with cheddar. Oh my god. You are terrible. That's what I said that one night. I was like, I'm gonna do like a like I don't know whether monthly or every couple of weeks or whatever. Do a freaking recipe exchange live where we could just come and exchange recipes. You know what I mean? Or send them in, like email them, and then like I'll read them out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That'd be fun. Peanut, behave. Sorry, I had to talk to my husband's cat. You leave Coco alone. That'd be great. That's a good idea. I think I'm going to do that. I'll start posting about it and have people like email me, email recipes or whatever, and just feature them. It's got to be much better than a lot of the other crap going on around here. I mean, we all need a break from it. It's actually the color of paper bags. Oh, hmm. I'll tell you a funny one is okay. I mean, I learned most of my cooking. I've been cooking. Oh my gosh. Well, do you count hot dogs on the stove with a fork? Uh, yeah. Um, no, I can remember my sister coming home from her high school classes when I was in like second grade, and I was always curious, always doing stuff with my grandma or cooking with my mom, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. Well, my mom was at work, and then my sister's like, I'm gonna show you how to do this one time, and just keep. And I knew how to read a recipe, so it's French toast. So I learned to make French toast. And she's like, okay, now you're going to try it. And I did. And made us French toast for dinner that night. So it was like, oh, you get to do the cooking. Oh man, I thought I was so cool. I was like 8 years old and I was doing the cooking. Seven or eight. Yeah. Oh yeah. So you won all the contests and everything, Cherokee girl. Me, it was out of necessity. It was out of necessity. Um, but I enjoy baking. I love to bake. Um, it, I mean, there's a lot of things that I would rather I cook on, or I'll bake instead of making stovetop. You know what I'm saying? Um, because I don't like a lot of fat and stuff, and my body just says no. You don't. That's gonna go through you. Yeah, me too. I like a little of it, little of the drama, but not a lot. How do I put it? I usually say that all the time. It's like, do you want to watch the train wreck or be part of the train wreck? And if you watch it for too long, you get sucked into the train wreck. So, sometimes but sometimes it's nice to go off to these quiet little corners and these little nooks and do other things, right? I mean, Oh my God, I remember Julia Child. I love that. They thought you were nuts. You know what I remember? And I remember Saturday Night Live in the 70s when Dan Aykroyd did his imitation of Julia Child. And he'd be like in there and he'd chopping his fingers off and stuff. And I remember that. Oh, yeah. I tell you what, that's what we ought to do. We ought to have like some type of recipe thing, and start doing that like every couple weeks at least. And then, um, I'll figure out how to do some effects or something so it's not so boring, I guess. Me reading them off. That's to 1/4 cup of baking soda. Grab your pencils and your pens and your notebooks. It's recipe night, bitches. Let's get some cooking. Oh, you Rice Krispies? Yeah. I thought I was so original. Like, I thought I was doing stuff that nobody else would think of when I was like 11, 12 years old and it's like making Rice Krispie treats. And I'm like, I'm going to make it with the, what was it, Cocoa Krispies instead. And I'm going to make it with Fruity Pebbles instead. I thought I was so smart. You know what I mean? Like I was the only one who ever thought of that. Yes, SNL, man. I used to love watching SNL. Only thing is, shoot, a couple of years there, we lived out in the country, like out on a ranch, and you know, we kind of lived in a like uh where it dipped down. So I'm sitting there and I'm holding the rabbit ears up and the tin foil on the damn rabbit ears of the TV. And anytime I'd go to sit down or move, it would like scramble out. You know what I mean? The reception would scramble out. So I'd have to stand there and, because I was the youngest, of course. My sister was like 15, my brother was 13, and I was like 8, something like that. And here I'm like standing right next to the damn TV, holding up the antenna. And I had to stand, couldn't sit, because if I did, the reception would go out. If I walked a foot away, the reception would go out. If I had to stop, put it down and go pee, the reception would go out. And when you got two older siblings shaking their fists at you, yeah, you're gonna stand like a good little girl and hold that damn thing. Oh yeah. I'm let's see. I'm 51, gonna be 52. Yeah, I'm a 51-year-old lady. I'm pretty old. I'm 51. I think I was in first grade. Wait, yeah, second grade. Second grade when yes, I was in second grade when during the election, the Carter and Reagan election. I was in second grade. Yes, Got to be the antennas and the remotes, right? Oh yeah. And I lived like at that time I lived in like on a ranch. And I say ranch loosely because it was cattle land, right? It wasn't farmland. It was uh, cattle. Cattle was raised there. So, um, and we rented the one of the houses on that land, and yeah, where you got to burn your trash and all that. And, hey, you're old enough to be my mama. I was born in 1972. I was born in 1972. Oh wow, you're 70 but full of piss and vinegar. I believe it. The piss and vinegar. I mean, I've heard that statement. I remember that. It's like my mom would say stuff about the me. You're full of piss and vinegar. What you got? Ants in your pants? I was talking about that one night because I was in a talking about crazy shit I did as a kid. I was so hyper, and I look at kids these days, and I'm like, and they just medicate them. I mean, I can remember like my mom would tell my older sister, okay, she needs a bath before, like after dinner, blah, blah, blah. She needs a bath because I was always getting dirty. I was going out and playing all the time in the dirt. I wouldn't put a shirt on. That was the 70s, man. You just went out and you wore shorts. You didn't think of that, you know. Um, my sister decided she was going to give me a bath early. Dumb her. And promised me I could go out and play after I got done taking a bath. She gives me a bath, goes to dry me, and I take off out the door naked, and I start running around the house. And I was laughing because she was chasing me, and here I am naked. She's chasing me around the house. She can't. My sister couldn't keep up, and I was like, what, 4 or 5, and here she is trying to catch up with me. Finally gets, then she just stops in the front of the house, and she every time I go make a lap around the house, she put a piece of clothing on me, and then let me go, and then put a piece of clothing on me the next lap. By the time she got me dressed, I didn't want to play outside no more. I was a wild one. Oh, you met Carter? I remember. I loved him. I really liked Carter. I know a lot of people didn't, but I really did. I mean, look at everything that guy has done since. I mean, Habitat for Humanity. I mean, just a sweetheart. Oh, sure, you were blissful. You were a perfect angel. I bet you was just as feisty as me. Me and my little strawberry shortcake hairdo just. Oh my god. And I can remember, like, one point, my mom's like, because I had a very nasty habit. I'll admit it. It was nasty. I would suck on my hair. I'd pull my hair and suck on the ends of my hair and you know, and I had really, really long hair. And then I'd sit there and suck on it. And ugh, And they tried everything to break me of it. And finally, my mom's like, well, if I cut her hair, she can't do it anymore. So when I was like 4 years old, she cut my hair off. And it was at the time, it was Dorothy Hamill was real big. So I got myself a Dorothy Hamill cut. Remember when those were cool? Yeah, that's what I mean. It's gross. Hey now, got me a Dorothy Hamill cut. All I needed is a man with a Joe Dirt mullet later. Uh, what up, Hammy? You been a busy guy? Well, probably building motors again, you crazy boy. I know, you found us. We're all hiding over here, guys. You know, we're hiding over here away from all the people going crazy on the internet. Don't let them know we're here, though. It's kind of like we're all hiding in that one class that nobody knows about, or the teacher's lounge. We're all hiding in the teacher's lounge. Everybody's going crazy everywhere else. Skippy and his mullet. That's right. We already decided Skippy has a mullet. Skippy's a badass biker. Oh wait, pogo stick rider. Oh, we're in the smoking area. Oh, okay. I used to joke around and tell people, "Hey, come hide under the bleachers with me." While all this shit's going on, I'm like, I'm gonna go hide under the. You could hang out with me. All the cool kids hang out under the bleachers. One day he'll get back his unicycle, right, Blissful? Oh my goodness. Kimmy, I've been going on for an hour about absolutely nothing. People are going to be so disappointed when they read the title and go, oh my God, she didn't even have tacos or nachos. What kind of bullshit is this? This, I'm reporting this. I'm reporting this as misinformation. You know, there's going to be some of them like, mm, mm, Ginger's live. Mm, yeah, Ginger's live over there. Mm-hmm. I just know. I just know she's talking drama about us. Nope, don't care. Sorry, Ginger's got a life. Beaver tails. Yeah, right. Everyone knows smoking ain't allowed in school. Motley Crue, that's right. More of a Van Halen girl, but that's no, but not a Van Hager lover. Okay. Oh, I know who Pastor Mill is. I know who he is. He's cool. Someone blocked me. Oh, Nab, I know who. Oh my God, the mature one. Yes. How dare you? I block everyone that ever hangs out with Ginger because that means they're evil. Whatever. It wasn't me, Nab. Nope. And yeah, there's a lot of no after no. What it is Cherokee. Some people get blocked if they're seen in here. Someone who says they never watch my things, my lives, but they do watch every second of my live, and then they complain about people coming to my live, and then that those people need to be blocked from their life because they chose. It's a whole bunch of second grade shit for someone. That's all. That's all. Mia, I don't care where anybody goes, what anybody says, because it's freaking the internet. I mean, I try not to hurt people's feelings, but geez, some you can't help. Live tonight. I didn't know she was live tonight. I thought she was going live tomorrow. Oh man, I thought she was going live tomorrow. I feel freaking guilty now because I'm one of her mods. Wait, Barb and I are her only mods. Oh my God. So I try not to miss. I try not to miss toxicity because yeah, I love her. Oh man, I didn't even see. I was expecting them to go tomorrow. So Wednesday. Now they're going to kick my ass because I would have been the only wrench. A derelict of duties. I'm going to have to email her and apologize because I did not like. I thought, oh, nobody like she wasn't going to go till tomorrow. Well, when I checked it at 2 o'clock this afternoon, it wasn't till tomorrow. So I was like, okay, what I'll do is I'll take the day off. I'll take the day off. Dang it! Now I'm going to get fired. I didn't show up for work. No, I won't. They won't. They won't rake me over the coals. They're good ladies. You're welcome to troll me, there, Hemi. No, I don't have a Twitch account, dude. I know. I'm supposed to get a Twitch account. I know. I got to get Nugget on it. You were raising hell in chat with no supervision. Oh shit! Now I'm really gonna right now like you never do that. Oh my god, I'd be like Megan VR going crazy in chat. Like oh, you hate being retired. Ah, I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you what. It's like um, if I'm not any rip, got to be careful because if she ain't got anybody in there, man. Don't know what kind of riffraff could come floating through that door. And I was very close, and all my watch hours went away. Why'd your watch hours go away, Johnny? Oh my God, I love the place though. See, and that's the whole point. It's like she's trying to do that and like be on the edge of it, just cover the drama, not be in it. You know what I mean? Um, Uh, that's what toxicity is doing. And then Barb's doing the more like, um, what would you say, current event kind of things, uh, those kind of topics. And I'm just going to do what the hell else. Yeah, well, I don't blame you. The only problem with that is I've had it happen, and it's no fun. None of us want to be where that kind of stuff's being brought up. But also, if you're somewhere and then that chat or whatever is accused of it and it didn't happen, that gets annoying too. Because people have been known to get misinformation and run with it, right? Someone that's one of the things I do not like out here is I don't like the shit stirs. The ones that you see, and it's usually the same handful of people go place to place. Guess what? So and so was talking about this, and they twist everything around, or they were saying this about you, and that was never said. I swear there's a certain subset of people that love causing friction between people. And I swear they wring their hands and go, get off on it. They are sick. You know, when you run place to place doing that shit, you're sick in the head. And not only is it bad for the person who ends up running their mouth or, trusting, but they look foolish because they didn't check. Or the ones that end up checking, still, I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's not that hard to be decent human beings. That's all. It's not that hard. Right. I'm older than dirt. I don't game. Two buttons on a controller. Well, I really, I remember just like Patrick Farms does. I remember the days when you had a joystick for a paddle, and it took me a while to get used to that little square little paddle that they had for the Nintendo way back in the old days. I remember the days of playing Pong on the good old ColecoVision. Uh, Space Invaders, yep. Steph, hey girl, I'm glad you joined us. Oh yes, remember playing pinball. You're like, Tommy, can you hear me? Remember that? Pinball wizard? Mm, Elton John's a pinball wizard. I'm going back towards the beginning, so Steph, well, you're gonna fall asleep, Steph. Oh my gosh. Oh yes. This is like air hockey, right? That was fun. Used to. Oh yes, the little bowling machines. I remember those. Galaga, yes. I remember Boot Hill. Doo, 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 doo. Donkey Kong. Yep. Dig Dug. You, you have that movie, Tommy? Yeah, good musical, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we could talk games. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm on my phone. Oh my gosh, I remember that. Tommy the Musical. Remember Hair the Musical? Well, not. What was that? Yeah, not Hairspray, but the musical Hair. Like, Aquarius, Aquarius. Hey, David, good to see you, sweetheart. I'm not going to be on much longer anyway, I know. It's like, 'cause, yeah, old lady here has to go to bed. Well, I might, well, I have to unwind, you know, then go to sleep. So I got to get up at 6. Ah, as long as I'm asleep by midnight. Yeah, a lot of good songs from the movie here. And who was in that? I I can see his face. Treat Williams. That's it. Treat Williams. That's who was in that. Of course, I also remember the flop. What was it? But I loved it because I loved the Bee Gees. Remember what was it Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, man? And what was it? And Pirates of Penzance with with gosh, now I lost it. Their brother, Andy did, and Christy McNichol. Oh, he was. Oh, Meatloaf was in the Broadway version of Bliss of uh, Hair. Hmm. I would pick Treat Williams over him though, because Treat Williams was good looking. I mean, Meatloaf. I mean, I like my boys a little thick, but nah. Mm, don't think I'd be paying a lot for a ticket to see Meatloaf. You know, on the stage. Well, of course he was in Rocky Horror Picture Show, right? Good night, Hemming. You got to be up early. Okay. Oh yeah, I was in Greece in school. Oh, you never want to hear a song from that again. uh, I tell you, I tell you, they're doing Newsies at my daughter's school next year, and she plays it all the time. She's like, I said, "What are you doing?" We're doing Newsies next year, and I and she's been practicing. So, like, well, if you're not doing it until next year, why have you been practicing it for the last 6 months? Uh, oh, Meatloaf? Yeah, well, he did. He's been in a lot of movies, and he's done a really good job in the roles he's done. But But you think of all those movies, like there was Hairspray, Hair, um, Grease, um, all those things. Well, let's not forget Shampoo, that Warren Beatty movie. I mean, all the stuff to do with hair products. When are they going to come up with gel or mousse? Hmm? Okay, thanks for. Oh, well, Cherokee's long gone. I mean, I just thanks for stopping in, Cherokee. Uh, yes, mousse. Or what was it? Oh my God, I used to have all those L'Oreal products. Those the spritz. Remember spritz? I was more of a spritz girl because loved doing the geometric curls and stuff because I was a weirdo. I always had all the coolest hair, um, like blow dryer, the equipment. You know what I'm saying? I spent my money on that. Like, yes, exactly, Navigator. You know it. The Sprunch spray. Oh yes, I had the L'Oreal ones too. Like, uh, I remember, guys. I remember those days in the late '80s and '90s. It was like you were the bee's knees if you had freaking what was it? Liz Claiborne perfume in the little triangular bottle. Yeah, I'm the shit. I got me some Liz Claiborne, and I got me an Esprit bag. Yeah, and my bangs are at least 8 inches tall. Bitches, beat that. Oh yeah, big hair comes back, and I'm on it. Oh yes, Paul Mitchell. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, Bennington. Yes, Color Steve Bennington. My sister and her. What was it? Freaking Red Door. Oh, I know what mine was. Mm, Tender Poison. That was the perfume that I had to have. Tender Poison. Not poison. Tender Poison. Poison came in the purple bottle, and not to be confused with Liz Elizabeth Taylor's freaking Passion. No, it was Poison. Christian Dior, I think. Poison and Tender Poison. Tender Poison was the one that was like in the green bottle. And then I was dating my husband, and he made me quit using it. He goes, "I'm sorry, but your perfume smells like Charmin toilet paper." I'm like, "How dare you?" Oh. Red door. It sounded naughty. It did. It said it sounded like the red door, under the red light. My sister had that red door. And then I had a sister that had her signature scent was dog crap. No, I'm just kidding. Emerald. Emerald. The oldest sister, I don't know what she probably wore whatever. Oh, I know another one. Remember the whole Javon White Musk? Oh my God, his sister used that, but she preferred to use the guy's white musk. Oh, Zoop. Oh my God, I tell you what was worse is Brute. Oh, and what was that one that all the guys wore? It was Ralph Lauren. Ugh, made me gag. I know it's like I dated a guy that he wore so much Dracar. Remember that? Dracar Noir. He wore so much Dracar, like, you could taste it in your mouth. Go away. Yes, Polo. Yes, Blissful. I remember like in eighth grade, there was a guy who was always drinking. Like, he carried alcohol to school. He'd be drinking, like, our lockers would be in a U, like, kind of U shape, like, thing. So he'd go over there in the corner, be drinking his booze, and then one time he, like, knocked his cologne bottle and it broke. And they tried shampooing that and shampooing it, and it smelled like Polo for years, years. We were just, oh God, someone open a window. Yep, Dracar. And what's funny is, like, that was the first guy I dated for, like, I was with him off and on for years. And yeah, we almost got married. Ooh, thank God for that. That didn't happen. Anyway, we remained friends, and over the years, it's like every time I'd run into him or like whatever, like there'd be some type of meeting of friends or whatever, and I hadn't seen him for a while. He still would be wearing that crap, and I'm like, dude, and it's not that bad, but when you bathe in it, you know, a dabble, do you? And I'd tell him that, hey, I'd be like, uh, I'd be like, JD, a dabble, do you? That's why they say it. A dabble, do you, JD? You don't need to swim in the shit. Could be worse. My mom used to have, and they discontinued it. About the time she passed away, and then they finally stopped making it. And she made us go get the last discontinued bottles, man. It was called a Cur, and it was Avon made this perfume called a Cur. And if you ever smelled Timeless, it was worse than that. Um, and it came in these black bottles with like gold, like lettering in cursive, ochre. Smells like marshmallows. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, you mean like the Gina T in the yellow bottle or whatever? Oh my god. Yeah, some of the crap that. Oh my god. Do you guys remember some of the products? Prel. Do you remember Prel? Came in a tube, right? It came in a freaking um like, oh my god. Or oh my I remember my sisters would use some hair, like hair shampoos and stuff. Agree. Agree. That's what they would use. My grandpa washed his hair with Prel. I love that description, though. That's a great description. Marshmallows. We're talking about products, man, from when we were younger. You know, before you were a twinkle in your daddy's eye. Talking about bubbles and marshmallows. Finesse. I remember Finesse. But my sisters used Agree, and they came in the green bottle. Um, Trying to think, man. My grandma, she didn't really use perfume. She always had lotion. She was always using it was rose petal hand lotion, and it had roses on the bottle, and that's all. She would smell like roses, and okay, she would smell like roses, Lucky Strikes, and Folgers coffee. That's what my grandma always smelled like. Folgers coffee, not Lucky Strikes. Yeah, Lucky Strikes. When yeah, or Camel non-filter. That's what she would smoke. But her favorite was Lucky Strikes non-filter, and her black Folgers coffee, and her rose scented lotion. Yes, we're talking about old people stuff. That's right, David. Yep, stuff from the 1980s. Yep, or even around the time that we all had our little decoder rings from the honeycomb hideout. Okay, Halston. Well, then your mom was a fancy bitch. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, 88 was a good year. I was born in 88. 88. I think I was in high school. Yeah, I was in high school. Like old people still. Yeah, she was a little fancy pants with her Halston, right? Yeah, right. Can't decide a signature scent. I, hmm, you know, I'm old, so I like Treasure now. I've been kind of on a Treasure kick for about 10 years. I like the cashmere hints and undertones to it. And that's not cheap. That's like 110 bucks a bottle, but well worth it. I also like for years, I mean, like what's smart is for you to have an everyday like cologne, and then you save your expensive shit for date nights or special occasions, right? I mean, that's just how I've always been. I liked Adidas moves for her. I always loved that fresh freaking Adidas moves for her smell. It's like, yeah, nice and sporty. Yeah. Did we say we weren't old? Yeah. Yeah. Steph, if you didn't jump through, you would have fallen asleep, darling. Uh, she's not lying about being an angel. She just forgot the part where she's a fallen angel. Anyone play online games like, oh my God, I remember those. Pogo.com. Yeah, like what, 20 years ago? Yeah, yes. Yes, we are. We're proud hags of, the 70s, 80s. Uh, oh, you still have your Pogo account? Ladies Man 8813. Okay. Uh, I didn't know they did. 88 was when your dad started turning gray. Ah, we aren't capable of competing like human beings in this house. See, you know what? My husband's like, oh, you're too competitive. No, I'm not, dude. As long as I win, there's not a problem. But I'm not. Really, it'd be like, we'll be playing games, and he's like, you end up winning everything. I was like, do not. I only win at Clue. And no, I don't know why anybody never plays um, Risk with me anymore, because it's the global game of domination. Nobody ever plays that with me. And he goes, because you do overkill. Overkill. I tell you, Ginger, overkill. It's not my problem. Nobody else is really good at strategy. Oh, man, I wouldn't know my password for any of that. Rabbit animals. Monopoly. Oh, yeah, I do not do Monopoly, man. Tragedy. It's always tragedy. And it takes forever. Payday. Now that's a fun game. Life. We used to always. It seems like every 5 years or so we have to buy a new life game. Trouble. Good game. Sorry. Um, but but my kids are like, how do you? And I told them how the best strategy to winning, like Clue, right? Because my poor little sweet Sage, she was always such a sweetheart. She would never win anything, and I taught her the strategy. So she's able to beat all of her siblings and finally win something, right? And they're like, that was no fair. You taught her how to win that. Yeah, well, Sage needed to be able to win it, have a notch under her belt, like something that she could be good at. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's sweet nostalgia night. You should have nostalgia nights all the time. Remember when the country time lemonade man made out with Petrus bombs? They get off your phone and get on the freaking stream. What the hell are you doing? Oh man, I didn't go to the. Well, I did it for a while, but gosh, dude, that was so long ago. It was before I even had Sage or Nugget. That's how long ago. Because I think my son was like 6 years old when I stopped playing that game. At that site. Oh my God, the dial-up. Yes, I remember the. Oh my God, when I started, dude. Oh, we. Oh my God, I think the first internet we got was like dial-up, like through the cable company or something, right? And then it was you had that, the weird sound and crap. Somebody tried to call your phone and they couldn't get through, and your phone would be busy. Oh, my father-in-law would get so mad, and he'd come down to chew everybody out, and it's like, hey, it's not me. Your son's on the web TV. Yeah, he's in a chat room or something talking to people on Talk City. I'm making dinner. It's him, not me. He's hanging out in the Geo cities. If you want to get a hold of him, send him an email to his AOL or a smoke signal or something, man. Oh, my laugh alert was going off. Shut up, Johnny. Don't make me. Don't look for you there. No. Oh, look, we there. Look, if I disappear, I'll just go back to playing Warcraft. Web TV, right? Blissful. I know. I remember. I had a couple web TV. It was a lot cheaper than getting a computer. Oh my heavens. The membership badges and okay, see you later, stuff. Life alert. Jeez. Uh, Now, Johnny, if it really was my life alert, you would be really upset. Like, Ginger. Oh my God, it's still active, Johnny. Oh my God. Gee, maybe it's the same. Hey, maybe I have the same password for my Pogo account as I got for my um that other defunct thing I had. Huh? What is it? Hmm. God, I even forgot what it is, but I know Tom was my friend. What is it? Space? No. Tam Tam. Hey girl. Hey girl. What's up? How you doing? MySpace. That's what it was. MySpace. Maybe it's MySpace. Oh my ass. She left the platform. Yeah, okay. See her back in 2 weeks. She loves the sound of her own voice and the look of her own filter too much. She ain't gonna stay away that long. Oh, getting ready to go camping? You're freaking really brave. I don't know if I'd want to camp in Australia with all them. I should say all them snakes, but we have just as many poisonous snakes here, don't we? Ah, I'm home from school. Check out my MySpace. Yeah, right? See if Tom said hi. You gonna go live tonight? Mm, better girl. More chance of getting bitten by a bull shark. Yeah, probably. Wait a minute. Are you kidding me? Supposedly Jamie and Mel blocked her. Okay, hold up. Is it because it came out that she was making this shit up? I'm telling you, because the shit she made up about Tam Tam and some of the shit she was spreading all over, Tam Tam wasn't even around when she was making some of that shit up. That's what's amazing. That's what I couldn't understand. When I saw the stuff in Tiffany's last night, or was it last night? Might have been last night. When I saw the stuff that, where she explained that stuff, I'm like, Tam Tam wasn't around. I was like, Tam Tam and Urban had nothing to do with her. I'm like, and Tam Tam and Urban didn't talk about her. And I've been friends with them since 2021. They didn't talk about her. And I was like, and if they didn't talk about her in 2021, they certainly weren't talking about her in 2023. So that's insane for her to send Tiffany that stuff and say, "Ooh, I'm going to get these people after them." But they hadn't said anything for over 2 years. You know, wacko. No, you haven't. No, and then when you were here like a year ago, you're only around for about a couple weeks, and then off busy. It's not like you live on here 24/7 like you know when people go through those phases. Oh, I was so lost when Trisha messaged you. Yeah, yeah, right. I was like, dude, she ain't got. I think something got mentioned last year, and I'm like, Tammy ain't been around forever. What's Tam ain't doing shit to nobody, right? I was like, whatever, peeps. She lied about me, DW, Mel, Jamie, Sally, Trisha, Tam, Kim, And the list goes on and on. Yes, but you know what? I got accused of saying lies about her. When all I said is that Urban and Tam Tam, why their names got brought up in that specific thing. I said neither one of them been around for the last couple of years, really. You know, um, they come by once every 6 months. Hey, how you doing? Bye, and they're gone. It's not like they're hanging out in these places. So that's what I couldn't understand what the deal was because you know, oh, she was passing stuff to people last month of Jesse, and you weren't even around. You know, that's what doesn't make any sense. And I won't even get into the shit she pulled when mm, Christmas of 2021. Let's just say that was some bullshit. But a lot of people around don't know the history. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mention that. And I'm not going to go into detail, but it was just, let's just say it was fucked up. Well, that's what I'm like. Asked her to stop numerous times. Yes. Yes. You were gone for you stopped. You were gone. You hadn't really said, like I said, I'm a friend of yours. We've talked behind scenes. Nowhere in those talks have you talked about her. I mean, we talked about other shit, like mostly our lives, but you know what I mean. Nowhere did you sit there and vent about Miss Purple. Nowhere. I mean, and how Urban's name got brought up too. I mean, that made no sense. Urban, I haven't seen him in a year. I mean, he might pop and say hello, but if, but I'm really concerned about him. I haven't heard from him in forever, you know. Um, but mm, but Wyoming. Okay, this. Okay, I'm going to tell you this. Um, fuck Wyoming. Yes, I said it. Fuck fucking Wyoming. Wyoming is the biggest flip flopping, psychotic bitch out here besides her fucking twin sister, 71. There you go. Bye, you two. There, you happy? Now, leave me the fuck alone. Leave everybody else alone and go off on fucking an island with each other and make out. Everybody's sick of these fucking crazy flip flops that go from one like group within this sector from another to another to another, stirring shit because that's all these people do is they stir shit. Yeah, I said it. God, I'm sorry, but I don't care. They can go fucking ride a buffalo together. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care. They're shit stirrers, and that's all they are. Shit stir, shit stir, shit stir, shit stir. Yeah, look into your daughters and look. You know, That's sick. Oh yes, when they were trying to say that was over a year and a half ago, right? When they were trying to say that um what was it? What was Ella? I can't remember the name. Yeah, they kind of do. Batty. I said shitster, and guess who pops their eyeballs back in? That girl. Uh, you missed it. Yes, Batgirl. I did say that. Wyoming needs to go ride a buffalo. uh, what I find funny, big tough. Oh my god. Yes, I'm so scared. I am so scared of the boxer with the big mouth. I heard her fucking boxing record wasn't that great. I heard it was, um, I heard she got her ass knocked out by a coffee table. Heard she got knocked off by a shower head once too. Heard she bumped her head against the wall while she was taking a piss. Knocked out there too. Shit. I mean, that's a glass jaw if I ever saw one. Low paid talents, mate. Well, bitch, who the fuck has? Man, I've had five fucking kids, and I have a high pain tolerance. But I don't see no fucking coffee tables knocking me out, or boxes, or what. Fuck. I'm clumsy too, man. I'm telling you, I'm a clumsy bitch, and I admit it. I'm like, oh, I fell down, knocked out. No, oh my god, uh, uh, cry a bit. Oh my god, you won without trying. I saw that video of Wyoming. Nobody did anything to Lonnie. She made her mates look like fools. Well, here's the thing, and I'm not defending Lonnie in this case. Just hear me out. You do know that we have like a handful of shit stirrers running from place to place, correct? And it's usually the same common denominators, Wyoming being one of them, and a couple others, right? Who's to say that Wyoming wasn't the one that informed her, or one of the other shit stirrers did and told her that shit was said that wasn't said, and that's what started this all. Now, like I said, I'm not defending her, but I'm seeing that it's likely to happen, especially when people know that she won't check, that she'll jump. You know, she's got a hair trigger. You know, she's gonna jump without even checking. So who's to say that didn't happen? Just saying, it's a possibility. Tell people, yeah, Yeah, she did navigate her. She said she saw, and then she's like, um, my friend told me I got sent this, and it was like the story did evolve and change. It kept changing, but it how the information came to her kept changing and evolving. Um, you know, a lot of it just snowballed. It became kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The Whopper got bigger. Tell you about the oh my god, blissful. Did I go like? Mm, did I tell you about? No, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Her gang, like all these affiliations, badass affiliations she's got. She's got a kangaroo on a pogo stick, and that's a motorcycle gang. My friend has named him Skippy, and he has a blonde mullet, and he talks like Joe Dirt and Crocodile Dundee, and he's a badass. And Tam Tam and her need to watch out because he could be up and down the street on his pogo stick, coming to whack them any minute. Get out of the burst. Skippy on his pogo stick, coming to get your ass. Crocky, mate. I think she was acting was way out of the world. Yes. Oh, you mean the apology thing? Because I didn't see anything else. Do you mean the apology thing that, like, basically, um, but, I'm not gonna say sorry for the other stuff. Like, are you not gonna say sorry for, oh, I don't know, calling everybody fat, for calling everybody ugly, for saying really horrible things to everybody? I mean, how filter face? I don't care what anybody says. I want somebody who's really good because I'm not really good with this. But if you take a side by side picture of her on a panel when she's afraid to move her face half the time, right? Because her fucking nose pixelates and then it disappears, and it reminds me of freaking um, Lord Baltimore um, in Harry Potter series, where his like nose is basically missing, because he's like part snake, right? That's part of Najami. Is that her name? Najami? His snake, his pet snake. He takes on the characteristics of the snake, where he only has the snake nostrils. You watch that, look at anything that had her in it on panel, her fucking nose pixelates and disappears, and you get her like her little fucking snake slots right there, and her little freaking towel head thing going on. Her what is it? Her towel turban, hair drying thing, whatever, pulled back. She looks like Harry Potter's Sorcerer's Stone first movie where the uh, he who must not be named is coming out the back of the head turban. Yeah, side by side, or her, a still shot of her, a still shot of freaking the Lord Voldemort, even in a later episode or movie. Twins, twins, swear, twins. Maybe good things will be back. Ah, she ain't finished. Hello, last goodbye to her. Oh, Batty. Hmm. Is that part of her goodbye to her? Can Nab? I don't know. Nab, can you see her? She called you flip flopping on. Okay, you know what? This is what gets me. Her and Bill, I mean, called me a two-faced cunt, a two-faced bitch. And I'm like, wait a minute. I am always out here and I tell you my opinion at the time, right? Hello. I will fucking say it right out here. How's that make me two-faced? If I'm willing to say it out here. But there's a lot of times I bite my tongue though and don't say anything at all. But, oh, poor Bill got his feelings hurt because I called him a liar. No, what I said, and see, this is where he never gets spots right. He's always confused. He's always making shit up and twisting things. What I said is he was in there causing trouble in the chat and he was calling everybody else liars. And he said he didn't believe Sally Ann and he didn't believe this person. And I said, quite frankly, who cares, Bill? Nobody believes, I don't believe you because you're always getting shit mixed up. You're always lying. If you're not lying, you're twisting the facts. He never gets things straight. Look at this. Look when he came out and told that story of freaking. He'll tell a story about someone and then it's not true. But does he ever apologize for it? No, he doesn't. He sweeps it under the rug and acts like he did. He nothing was said. You know what I mean? When he came out and said stuff about supposedly replay being RA'd as a child, and he went down to details about underwear and stuff. Just disgusting, right? But did he? I mean, that was made up. He made that shit up. How he could sit there and make stuff up all the time, and then not expect somebody to say, "Hey, you know, you get your backs twisted." I don't know. Don't like being called a liar. Don't lie. Don't make shit up. You don't apologize either. Anyway, my phone is down to 3%. So I have to call it a night. I'll catch y'all on the flip side, okay? Good night.